In January 1980, I saw one. And that'll change your mind right there.
All right, so we got just a few questions answered however you feel. All right.
Okay.
So what is your earliest memory of hearing about Bigfoot?
When I was, I'm just guessing, 9, 10, I saw a copy of, no, I was probably 13. One of the magazines, it was Patterson Gimlin, had on the cover, the one where it's turned looking, and I thought, wow, but at that time everybody thought they were only on the West Coast. And that's my earliest, I found it fascinating, you know.
So what were your general impressions of it at that time?
It looked real. It looked real.
So did you kind of think of, the idea of the existence of Bigfoot, did you kind of think of it the same way for a long time until there was like a sudden change into getting into it more seriously, or was it like a gradual?
No, it was sudden. In January 1980, I saw one. And that'll change your mind right there. And that's what got me into it. I wanted to know more.
And so, before like getting into it seriously and all that, like how did you spend your free time since you weren't like going out and looking for it?
I fish.
Fish.
Well, and when I was younger, I hunted and fished, but I finally just went to fishing.
So, what led to your involvement with like the wider community? And I was gonna say going on hunts, but I guess seeing it would lead to that.
Happening upon one of Jonathan Odom's videos, I flew under the radar purposely. I didn't want all that crap that goes with being in the Bigfoot community. And I thought, here's a guy that does it like I do. So after watching quite a few of his videos, I got in touch with him and we hooked up, and now we're research partners.
So how do you feel being involved with this has affected your life, like positives and negatives?
Well, it takes a certain amount of craziness to be in this field.
Yeah.
But really, I don't think that it's affected my life that much. I spend a very small part of my time doing this. And my wife's receptive to it, so your partner has to be receptive or it's not going to work out too good, So, she doesn't want to go out in the field, but she doesn't mind me going out in the field.
So what's your opinion of the relationships you've cultivated through this interest versus ones you had before getting into it?
Well, I had very few before, but on purpose. And the people that I have met, and I've only been, it's been less than a year that I've been involved with Jonathan and your dad, and they're two alright guys, and that's the kind of people, they're like me, and that's the kind of people I want to be around. I have had a little bit of dealings with some lunatics, and I don't want to have any more if I can help it. I pick carefully who I associate with in this field, because there are some crazy people. I mean, we have to be a little bit crazy to do it, but I mean, there's some people that are really crazy. I'd rather stay away from them if I can.
So what's your favorite aspect of, aspect or activity relating to your interest in Bigfoot?
Being out in the field.
Yeah.
Day or night, doesn't matter.
So what is something you found in the community that you didn't expect to find? Not necessarily with something about Bigfoot, but more about like the people in the community.
There's some good people. There's more than I imagined. And for every Jonathan Odom, there's 10 that nobody knows about, and that are good people. They chose to do the way I did. I want no recognition, none. I'm not in this to prove anything. I'm in it because I want to know more about the creatures. And if you will notice, most of the time I'm off camera when Jonathan's filming, and that's on purpose. He's very recognized around here. You can't go anywhere. I know you. I'd rather not be that guy if I can help it. Now that might not work out that way, but that's the way I'd rather it was. Met some real good people. Your dad and Jonathan in particular, and a couple more that I'll research with. It's a lot of people think we're nuts, and that's okay. I don't care. I'm not in this to please anybody. The only person I got to please is me, and so far that's working out pretty good.
So, have others in the community swayed your opinion on, Bigfoot in any way? And if so, what is like the nature of your relationship with that person?
I don't think anybody's swayed my opinion. I did, seeing Jonathan and seeing his work did bring me out of the shadows. We have a very good working relationship. And we had a get together, and I met your dad there, and I knew immediately I liked him. But there's not a whole lot that I'm not going to say I like, but I don't want to fool around with it. Yeah. It's best to keep it to 2 or 3 or 4 people and that you trust. God, that's in foredone.
So, what are some of your smaller goals that you hope to get some kind of closure with through your research?
I'd like to get a good film. That don't mean I'm going to show it to everybody, but we've gotten a lot of good stuff that, other than your dad and a few other people, they haven't seen it. And as far as I'm concerned, that's going to be the way it is. No matter how good of evidence you get, you got the people online that want to make you mad, want to tear it apart, and I just don't want that.
So what is your ultimate goal you hope to achieve with your research?
A good film, or some good track cast, some good audio, and we've got some good audio. And there again, the world's not going to know, but we know, and a few of our friends know. But like I say, I'm not in this for fame. Matter of fact, I don't want any. To be out there and hear them hollering, and you know, but I love that. Whereas many people would run, I'm standing there with a big grin on my face, going, that's what I came out here for. And so, you know, I'm not trying to prove they exist. I know they exist. I've seen them. And so, you know, that's it.
So is there any message you'd like to impress upon people, you know, on the outside of it that maybe don't believe?
When somebody puts a good, hard-earned video, audio up, don't tear them apart. They spent time out in those woods. They earned that. You have no reason to pick at them. I know your dad's got mad before, people, you know, and I have too, you know, and there's no sense in somebody that sits there and diddles on their computer who never goes in the woods saying whether or not what we did was real, you know. Kind of cut us some slack. We actually spend the time out there sweating, getting bit by flies and mosquitoes and having to dodge snakes and other things, you know. We're working our tails off for what we do, and we love it. So, you know, give us a little slack.
Well, that's all the questions I had. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.